Hey you guys, today we'll be looking at Ramuh's abilities that Clive uses in Final Fantasy XVI. Welcome to my breakdown series, Final Fantasy XVI's Eikonic style system. If you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, then you probably love the reveal of this Eikon ability, Blind Justice. Something actually really interesting about Ramuh's abilities is that during the state of play, we actually got to look at the official descriptions of some of these abilities. Blind Justice has Clive launch a barrage of ball lightning at one or more enemies. Targets are determined by locking onto them before executing the ability. Ball lightning will affix itself to a target and can be caused to discharge, dealing additional damage if the target is attacked. You can actually see this additional attack later on, where when you strike, the ball lightning explodes. The actual animation is pretty much just a shot lock from the Kingdom Hearts series. Locking on enemies fills up a gauge with it maxing at 9. You can also see on the target reticle 9 staffs appearing around it. Just a nice little detail I wanted to point out. The max amount seems to be an upgrade since at another point we only see Clive able to lock on to 6 points. This ability also slows down time, so it'll be a good strategy to use to give yourself time to think and plan. The last thing I'll note about this ability is that the name changes to Exact as a nod to exacting judgment. I think we will still get an ability though called Judgment Bolt, but we haven't seen it from what I've seen of the trailers and reveals. Judgment Bolt will have to be different though than Thunderstorm, which is an ability where Clive just calls down thunder strikes on an enemy multiple times. Clive floats into the air and spins the staff in front of himself before striking down to call down lightning. It seems to change and call down more powerful strikes as you level it up. Also, this ability seems to leave Clive pretty open to enemy attack. Lightning Rod is an ability where Clive creates a ball of lightning that, upon being struck, chains lightning to other nearby enemies. This one is really interesting, though I'm not sure how useful it'll be. In the State of Play trailer, we can see Clive striking this diamond with an orb inside. It does chain out lightning, though it has a really small area of effect. The nice thing is that it does react to both your attacks and enemy attacks, as we can see here. This may be the base version, and the more you level it up, the stronger and wider the area effect will be. I have a lot of questions about this one. I imagine for bigger bosses like Ifrit, it would be nice to actually have this due to the passive damage it would do, and how relatively easy it would be to have them trigger the damage. Pile Drive is your last ability we know about, and has Clive driving Ramuh's staff into the ground, electrifying all enemies within a radius of the strike. Pretty self-explanatory, it's a wide area of effect, and damages enemies around you. It'll probably increase in size and damage as you level it up. And that's really all I've seen so far for Ramuh's attacks and abilities. This icon to me feels like a good one to use to attack far away enemies, like with the Blind Justice and Thunderstorm abilities. It does seem to have some good tools though to help you when you're surrounded, like with Pile Drive and Lightning Rod. Some of the abilities though leave you pretty open, so I'm not sure how safe it will be to lock myself into one of these abilities if I wasn't a good distance away from enemies. Some of the attacks though do damage over time, or have long attack animations that deal damage, multiple times. So it also could be good to chain this between icons. So picking an icon that does a ton of damage, and then as you're, using an attack, switching to Ramuh, chaining an attack, and then switching to another more powerful icon. I don't know though, what do you guys think? Anyways, hope you've enjoyed this deep dive on the iconic battle system of Final Fantasy XVI. If you want to see more, leave a like or drop a comment. That really helps me out with the algorithm. If you enjoyed this, I've done a ton of content over on Kingdom Hearts, so click the cards on screen to see that. A huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. If you enjoy this and you want to throw me some support, you can throw me $1 over on YouTube. Become a member, get some nice emotes and a badge beside your name. Really helps me out. Also, I've started a Final Fantasy XIV channel if you want to check that out. I decided I wanted to keep all my Final Fantasy XIV hyperfixations just to one channel. Anyways, see you in the next video.